Agent Second Class Shadow Hawkins reporting, Chief. I'm in. No sign of intruder. Search plan Delta Delta 2. Jules, how did you...
I took the elevator.
Stay sharp, you two.
She's planning something big this time. I can feel it.
Carmen Sandiego? Big deal. I'll catch that Acme trader and be home in time for dinner.
Don't underestimate her, Hawkins.
I'll say she was the best partner I ever worked with.
Huh?
What was that?
10 o'clock! Red hat! Look out!
Why, Jules Argent. How nice to see you again.
Carmen, it's not too late to turn yourself in. You were the best agent we ever had.
Jules, I never thought I'd see my old partner resort to flattery.
You two were partners?
I know you, and you're no simple criminal. Why are you doing this?
Oh, you're right there, Jules. There's nothing simple about me at all.
Gotcha!
Catch me if you can, Acme agents.
Okay, Agent. Be sure to type in your name or select it from the list. Then click on...
She's getting away! Oh, Chief, I almost had her. Send for backup. She's getting away!
She got away. Now let's see. What was the name of that manuscript she stole?
Something about Marco Polo's travels. What would she want with a book?
Not just any book, Agent. Legend has it that that book contains secrets to great power.
Aha! She's after power. I knew it!
If I know Carmen, there's more to it than that. Hey, what's that?
Looks like she left a clue. Rio de Janeiro. What do you think?
Big place. It's not much of a lead, but it's all we have.
Book your flights, Detective. The world is counting on you. You've got to get that book back. There's no time to lose. We must stop Carmen Sandiego.
All right, let's do it. I always carry the latest technology in my Acme Field Op Tech Vest. It has all the tools we need to get around the world in high-tech style.
I'll keep track of the missions we're on in the journal here in my bag. I like to travel light, but I will carry the Chief Comm here on my shoulder. We can use it to get help from the Chief whenever we're stuck.
Check. Okay, let's go.
Rio de Janeiro. It's been so long since I was last here.
So this is Brazil. You know, I aced the final test on Brazil in the academy. Did you know most Brazilians speak Portuguese?
Actually, more people speak Portuguese here than in the country of Portugal itself.
No kidding. Well, okay, let's get started. Initiating Mission Procedure Delta 4. Step 1. Commence investigation by finding clues.
Just a minute. I know the owner of that bookstore over there. Carmen stole a book on the Travels of Marco Polo, so maybe we should talk to him. Yes, this is the bookstore. Let's check out these books, too. We may learn something interesting.
Brazil's history is fascinating. There are some pretty cool historic places to visit, don't you think, Jules?
There are a variety of landscapes in Brazil. I've always been fascinated by the Amazon rainforest. Maybe someday I'll get to see it.
Brazil sure has some pretty spectacular wildlife.
That's right. Carmen's a pretty infamous character all over the world.
No kidding. But I like her hat better than that other guy's.
Good day. It's been a long time since I last saw you. The lady in red is not with you?
We, don't work together anymore. Long story. Not to change the subject, but we're looking for a rare book. The Travels of Marco Polo, Franco-Italian edition.
Ah, Marco Polo, the famous Venetian traveler. The tales of his travels to the Orient had a great influence on European thought. Early editions are quite rare. I have never seen one myself.
Well, have you seen anyone out of the ordinary lately?
Come to think of it, A suspicious character was here. He spoke Portuguese fluently, but I could tell he wasn't from Brazil. He exchanged a book on Portuguese forts for one on Shinto shrines.
I knew it! Portuguese forts, huh? We've got to scan that book he left with you. Give me the clue analyzer, Jules.
Clue analyzer? You mean one of those electronic toys you're so fond of, Hawkins? Why would I have it?
Oh, that's right. They were fixing it for me. The chief told me Henderson would be testing it. I think he's somewhere outside Havana in a sugarcane field. My database can help us figure out how to get there.
Havana? Okay, I'll note that in the journal here in my bag.
Good idea. We can just type in what we need to find in the search area of the database.
Glad you checked in, agents. Suggest you make contact with Henderson at the sugarcane field near Havana. He'll have what you need. Hawkins, use the global transportation.
I may need to brush up on my Spanish.
Sounds like a good idea. Maybe I can help. Or you could use that handy-dandy translator you carry. Are you sure you know where we are? All I can see are acres of sugarcane.
According to the database, sugar is Cuba's chief export.
Sergeant Hawkins, I got the call from headquarters. Here's the device. Now grab it and go. We may be being watched. Me? I'm headed for the ocean. Cuban seashores are incredible. Okay, hasta luego. See you later. And watch out for Carmen Sandiego.
Thanks.
Ah, there it is. The Watson 22 1B Clue Analyzer. It's the best analyzer Acme ever produced.
Okay, Sherlock. Now you've got your Watson. Can we continue with this mission? We've got to find Carmen and get that valuable book back.
No time to lose, agents. Retrace your steps.
Wow! I had no idea Brazil was so big.
Fifth biggest country in area in the world, with 175 million people.
Rio de Janeiro.
I think you need to work a little on your rhythm, Hawkins. But how about later? Much later. Let's focus on finding clues right now.
There was something very suspicious over at that house. You know, the one that's painted in the colors of the Brazilian flag.
All right, we can use the database to help us figure out where to go.
She's here, watching us.
Carmen Sandiego? Well, if she's around, she better watch out.
Iguazu Falls. How would you like to swan dive off of that?
Olá. Olá.
Rio is a wonderful city. You like soccer, Hawkins. Did you know that the world's largest soccer stadium is here?
I remember statistics that say samba dancing is quite popular here. I think I'd be pretty good at it. I've read that you can get a fabulous view of the city from the huge statue of Christ the Redeemer on Mount Corcovado. I've seen some very old Roman Catholic churches in Rio. You know, the Portuguese settlers were Catholics and brought that religion to Brazil. Many Brazilians have African ancestors too. Brazilians know how to conserve fossil fuel. Some of their cars run on gasohol, made from fermented sugarcane. Sounds like a great idea.
You know, Carmen studied alternative fuels at one of the universities here. She was very into conservation.
All right, now we're on to something. We've definitely intercepted one of Carmen Sandiego's messages.
Shinto Shrine. Your database should point us in the right direction.
Did you know that Japan has 126 million people in a space roughly the size of California?
Did you know that 99% of people surveyed already knew that interesting fact? Why would Carmen steal a rare Marco Polo book? Travel? Orient? Danger? What is she trying to tell us?
What do you mean? It's rare, probably worth a lot. She's a thief, so she stole it. Plain and simple.
Look, Hawkins, Carmen Sandiego is no common thief. She's got to have a reason for stealing that book, and it's up to us to figure it out. We need to search everywhere for clues.
Oh, but I don't have my HX3 Pocket Japanese translator with me.
I thought that you were always prepared, Hawkins. Hopefully we won't need it, since English is taught in many Japanese schools.
This is a Shinto shrine. Many Japanese participate in Shinto rituals, like festivals or leaving prayers at a shrine. Buddhism and Confucianism are among the other religions practiced in Japan.
Excuse me, we're looking for someone who we think may be waiting around here. Have you seen anyone that seems out of place?
Ah, yes. A lady. She had something for 2 people who match your description. I was to give it to you after you sit and play a game.
Okay. Why not?
My Hanafuda flower cards, do you like them? They have a long history. In Japan, we value nature and its beauty is portrayed in our games. Go on, try and match all the pairs. Subarashi! Wonderful! Thank you for playing. And now, here is what that mysterious lady left for you.
Well, hello again, Jules. So I understand you and your new rookie agent have been assigned to the case. This should be fun. I love a challenge. So I was a little disappointed at how easy it was to distract you. I was watching you play your little game, but you were too busy to notice. Maybe you've lost your edge, Jules. Bye for now, agents. Catch me if you can.
I don't believe it! Do you think she's really watching us, Jules?
You know, I thought I saw someone by that origami display on that tree over there. We should check it out.
You were right, Jules. Carmen Sandiego was here. It looks like she left this for a vial agent. Katanas, huh? I wonder if the database has any info on these. I'll keep the note in my digital clue storage device. We need to search this area. Can you help, Chief?
An RX-23 is the vial code name for a message playback device. Vial agents use them for leaving audio messages for each other. They look like a small, round speaker, and they're sometimes hard to spot. Look around carefully. This is important. We must keep on Carmen Sandiego's trail. Chief out.
This is a Shinto shrine. Many Japanese participate in Shinto rituals, like festivals.
I love Japanese food, and miso soup is so good for you.
Wait! Aren't hamburgers good for you? Don't tell me you don't like hamburgers, Jules.
Kabuki is a traditional form of Japanese drama. It's really exciting to watch. Have you ever seen it?
Can't say that I have. I guess that I'm not quite as experienced as you, Jules. Although I'll admit, that guy there looks pretty interesting. Samurai were brave and disciplined warriors, very skillful with these long, curved swords.
That sign says the swords are called katanas. Didn't that note we found on the origami tree mention them?
Samurai were brave and disciplined warriors, very skillful with these long, curved swords.
That sign says the swords are called katanas. Didn't that note we found on the origami tree mention them? Perhaps we should catch a baseball game.
Sumo red.
Attention, Vile Agent X86. The second half of the solution is near the fort in Mombasa. Look for a way to travel to the capital. Remain in contact. Vile Security Code 225. Red Lady 1 out.
Mombasa. I'll make a note of that in my journal, Hawkins. Your database can help us figure out which country to travel to.
Right. I'll keep this audio device in my digital clue storage device. No sense letting that Vile agent get a hold of it. Check this out. It says here that Kenya has a population of 27 million people, 2 million of which reside in the capital, Nairobi. What are you reading?
Isak Dinnison's Out of Africa. A great adventure, and no long list of facts. Mombasa. Palm trees, ocean breezes, and excellent Kenyan coffee. But we can't get too relaxed. Carmen might be...
Anywhere. You're right. Let's get going. The database says that most Kenyans speak both Swahili and English.
Well, that'll be helpful. Let's check around the town. And I'd also like to figure out what that castle place is. Over there behind the town. Look at the great food here. Mombasa is famous for its beautiful Swahili carvings. Check out those around that door.
Look, on the side of the bus, Kilimanjaro. Now that's a mountain.
You can see it from Kenya, but it's actually in Tanzania.
We have a special today. Tours of the wonderful Portuguese Fort Jesus. But I must eat fast and cannot leave my store unattended. Would you be so kind as to get me some ugali? Oh, by the way, someone left this on the bus. I have no use for it. Do you want it?
Well, there's some interesting stuff here. I wonder why the page was ripped out. Well, I don't think we need it, but I'll go ahead and make a note of it in my journal.
Why bother? We're chasing Carmen Sandiego, not some legend of a lost treasure. Let's go find some ugali. Maybe the database can help us figure out what ugali is. Look, they have ugali here. What is it anyway?
It's a thick porridge made from corn flour. Lots of Kenyans eat it. Let's get some for the tour guide.
I am still very hungry for some ugali. Okay, many thanks for the food. Now off we go to Fort Jesus. The fort is also a museum which features the wreck of a ship that sank in Mombasa Harbor in 1697. The site chosen for the fort was a coral ridge at the entrance to the harbor. These cannons remind us of Fort Jesus' violent history. It changed hands 9 times. Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists in 1593, and this design on the door is known as the Puzzle of the Three Rings.
This could be promising, but it looks like we need more clues to help us solve it.
I think you're right, Jules, but I feel that we're getting really close.
Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists. The fort is also a museum which features.
If we had the time, I'd vote for a camel tour of Samburu Game Reserve.
Habari.
Passion fruit. Pawpaws. mangoes, banana, tomato, potato. You can take the train from here in Mombasa to Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. Carmen and I took the trip once on a trail of a mysterious man who was poaching endangered species. I'll tell you about it sometime, Hawkins. Look! Look over there! That helicopter! Carmen owns a helicopter like that one, I'm sure of it.
Agents Jules Argent and Shadow Hawkins. Come in, Chief. We think we spotted Carmen Sandiego's helicopter over Mombasa. She may have been here. Any chance of getting some backup to trace that helicopter?
There are no available Acme agents in the area. It's up to you and Jules. This is exactly the kind of situation I had in mind when I put the two of you together. Carmen Sandiego is no easy catch, Hawkins. Be careful.
We'll be careful, Chief, but we need to find out more about that fort over there. The helicopter lifted off from right behind it. That book we scanned in Rio, it was all about Portuguese forts. Maybe that Vile agent was researching this one.
I am still very hungry for some ugali. Okay, many thanks for the food. Now, off we go to Fort Jesus. Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists in 1593, and this design on the door is known as the Puzzle of the Three Rings.
This could be promising, but it looks like we need more clues to help us solve it.
I think you're right, Jules, but I feel that we're getting really close.
No time to lose, agents. Retrace your steps. Did you find anything at that bookstore in Rio?
So what was it like working with Carmen Sandiego?
She's a genius. She's the one person in this world who knows everything about everything.
All right, let's fan out and start gathering important information.
That's right. Carmen's a pretty infamous character all over the world.
No kidding. But I like her hat better than that other guy's.
Psst, quick. I've got the book the guy gave me. Go ahead, take it. Me? I'm closing up.
He seems scared. I wonder why. Anyway, I'm all set to scan it. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
Look, a bookmark with some sort of strange design, and the fingerprints on it belong to a Vile agent. That device actually found something. Amazing.
Of course! That scrap of paper must be a clue. I'll just enter it in my state-of-the-art Acme digital clue storage device. That's my DCSD for short.
Maybe Carmen gave the Marco Polo book to one of her Vile agents to hide. We've got to check everywhere for clues.
If we get really stuck, we can always call the chief for help.
Good work, agents. You're on the trail. Now go and see the tour guide in Mombasa.
Did you know that the equator runs right through Kenya?
You better watch carefully out the window then to see if you can catch a glimpse of it. I hope you know I'm just kidding.
Mombasa is close to the equator. Do I have time for a dip in the Indian Ocean?
Cool idea. After we've caught Carmen.
Okay, many thanks for the food. Now, off we go to Fort Jesus. The fort is also a museum. These cannons remind Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists. Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists in 1593, and this design on the door is known as the Puzzle of the Three Rings.
This could be promising, but it looks like we need more clues to help us solve it.
I think you're right, Jules, but I feel that we're getting really close.
Good work, agents. You're on the trail. Now go and see the tour guide in Mombasa.
The fort is also a this can
I love the sushi, but I don't think I could live on one of the Japanese islands. Something about over 1,000 earthquakes a year makes me a little nervous.
I'm more scared of the 60 active volcanoes.
I love this part of Tokyo. You've got the old Japan and the new Japan right across the street from each other.
Uh-huh.
You'll see lots of fish in Japan, Hawkins. Japan's fishing fleet is one of the largest in the world. I'd take fish over hamburger any day. I love Japanese food. And Japan is one of the world's leading exporters of automobiles. 75% of the Japanese people live in cities. Japan is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Japan is one of the world's leading exporters of automobiles.
Do you like the flowers? The Japanese art of flower arranging is called ikebana. You're here again to play. Good.
Good work, agents. You're on the trail. Now go and see the tour guide.
Can't wait to land.
I hope heading to the city will help us catch Carmen.
Let's find some clues.
I am still very hungry for some ugali.
Look, on the side of the bus. Okay, initiate search procedure Delta 3X.
I am still very hungry for some ugali. Okay, many thanks for the food. The site chosen for the fort was a coral ridge at the entrance to the harbor. These cannons remind us of Fort Jesus. The fort is also a museum. Fort Jesus was built by Portuguese colonists in 1593, and this design on the door is known as the Puzzle of the Three Rings.
This could be promising, but it looks like we need more clues to help us solve it.
I think you're right, Jules, but I feel that we're getting really close. If we get really stuck, we can...
You can take the train from here in Mombasa to Nairobi.
This must be the clue.
Okay. This design on the door is known as the puzzle of the 3 rings.
The 3 rings. Carmen mentioned that on the clue we found at the station. We could be getting really close to finding out what she did with that Marco Polo book. Looks like we need to move the tiles around to complete the picture. The clues we found can help us figure out which tile goes where.
We did it! Carmen Sandiego's master plan has been thwarted. Are we good or what?
Good enough to find a rare book, maybe. But we didn't get Carmen, yet. If I know her, she's watching our every move. Let's call the chief.
Congratulations, agents, on recovering the book. Excellent work, and...
So sorry to interrupt your congratulations, Chief, but I couldn't resist. Well, Jules, as a matter of fact, I am watching your every move. Not that there's that much to see, really. Enjoy patting yourself on the back for now. You may have got the book, but you haven't got me. And, Hawkins, is it? You don't know the first thing about my master plan. See ya around.
Carmen Sandiego. That woman has given me more headaches than... Now, where was I? Oh, yes. You did a great job, but we've just received word of another theft, and it's got that Carmen Sandiego written all over it. Wellington, New Zealand. A rare wood carving has been stolen from a museum. A ticket to the Bolshoi Ballet was found at the scene of the crime. So pack your bags. You're off to Russia to follow that lead. I'll get that book back to its rightful owner.
Roger that, Chief. I just finished sketching it in my journal. There's quite an interesting design on the cover.
No time for art lessons, Jules. We've got work to do. Woohoo! First successful mission! We rock!
Yeah, you did okay for a rookie. But I'm still wondering why Carmen stole that book.
It was valuable. What other reason did she need?
Carmen's not like that. Something bigger is going on, and my hunch is that we're going to end up right in the middle of it. We need to check my journal often so we can keep track of the big picture.
So this is the famous Red Square I've read so much about.
Actually, the name Red Square comes from the old Russian word krasnaya, which means beautiful. But since krasnaya can also mean red, it came to be called Red Square.
Well, aren't you the scholar? Anyway, we're in Moscow, home of the Bolshoi Ballet. Maybe Carmen Sandiego has stashed that carving somewhere around here. Shouldn't be too hard to find, with me on the case.
Привет.
War and Peace by Tolstoy, one of my favorite Russian authors.
Sometimes I have CDs by famous Russian composers like Tchaikovsky, but I'm all sold out right now. Check back with me later. I may have got some more in. Do you like that red doll? A woman dressed in red left that doll on my table. Very strange. She said it was for a special customer. Is that you?
Woman in red. Yeah, that's us. Yep, we're special customers. We'll take it.
What's unique about these Matryoshka dolls is that there are smaller dolls nested inside the big one. I'll make a note about this in my journal.
So the woman in red left this. That's gotta be Carmen Sandiego. But I wonder who she intended it for. Any clues, Chief?
Our sensors indicate a high degree of vile activity in the area. Carmen Sandiego may have given the stolen carving to one of her agents to hide.
So this doll could be a clue to her trail. The carving may not even be in Russia.
Carmen Sandiego seems to delight in leaving clues all over. So leave no stone unturned. Chief out.
A key. But to what? Something to do with Carmen and her vile organization, that's for sure.
That must mean you think we ought to hang on to this. I'll put it in my digital clue storage device. There are actually 11 separate time zones in Russia. Did you remember to reset your semi-auto calibrating chronometer?
My what?
Your watch! Don't forget to reset your watch! Behind that wall is the Kremlin. It's actually a citadel, or walled center of the city. The Kremlin in Moscow is the seat of the Russian government.
What a spectacular building. St. Basil's Cathedral was built by Ivan the Terrible about 450 years ago.
Huh. They should call Carmen Sandiego Carmen the Terrible. She seems to love having us chase her all over the world.
That's the huge GOOM building. It's a giant department store. How's your supply of suspenders, Hawkins?
Whoa! What is this stuff? I think we found a vile getaway car. Whoa! An old newspaper. And get a load of this. I didn't read about this in her dossier. I wonder what she did with all that prize money.
And why she disappeared. Carmen never talked about her childhood.
Check it out! This looks a lot like an Enigma cipher code generator.
Didn't the Germans use the Enigma cipher in World War II to send secret messages?
Yeah, they did until the British cracked the code. This vial model is some sort of password generator. Pretty low-tech compared to my stuff. Still, it looks like we'll need to find the meaning of the words in the center of the dials. We'd better look around and see if we can collect all the words we need.
You're right. A vial password would be quite a find. And this car isn't going anywhere. We've got the key. Hey, we're not ready yet. We still need to find the meaning of all these words.
Just a little reminder that I'm watching your every move. See you around.
It's Carmen Sandiego! This is it!
It's locked!
She's gonna get away! Quick! After her!
It's too late! She's gone!
No! We almost had her! Chief! We need some backup. Carmen Sandiego's heading north from Red Square, Moscow.
Roger that, Hawkins. All available units are in pursuit. You two check out the area. We have got to find out what she's up to.
Okay, Chief. Jules here. All is under control. We'll get her. I'll make sure of that. At least we know we're getting close. We'll keep looking around here for clues.
I'll put this evidence in the digital clue storage device in my vest.
Hey, we're not ready yet. We still need to find the meaning of all these words.
My sources tell me that vile activity has been detected in the shadows near the Buddhist temple in Thailand.
I'm starving. How about stopping for Thai curries? Yum. Delicious.
No, ma'am. Too spicy for my young taste buds. Can you get something like hamburgers in Thailand?
Maybe in the Thai capital of Bangkok if you really had to. I'd rather check out the famous floating markets. Although we should head straight to the Buddhist temple where vile activity was detected.
Thailand certainly has some magnificent buildings. Look at that Buddhist temple over there. But do you ever get the feeling you're
being watched? Of course, Hawkins. One of Carmen's vile agents probably followed us here. Thailand has over 1,000 species of orchids. Farming is the main occupation, but the electronics industry is growing. Do you hear that, Hawkins? Electronics are important here.
Hey! Maybe I can get an XT2000 OS26 data compiler fixed somewhere around here.
See those elephant statues? Thailand itself is shaped kind of like an elephant's head, a symbol of royalty. I wish we had time to ride one.
Okay, while you ride the elephants, I'll take a lesson in Thai-style boxing. You know, kickboxing. Huh!
Thailand has over 1,000...
My sources tell me that vile activity has been detected in the shadows near the Buddhist temple in Thailand.
See those elephant statues? Thailand itself...
Psst, over here. The lady in red said her friends would show up. You must be the ones. She wanted you to read this.
Yeah, we're the friends. Psst, hey Jules, he must be confused. He thinks we're vile agents. Let's play along. Yeah, we were expecting something from her. It's the page that was ripped out from that book on lost treasures, the one the guide showed us in Kenya.
But why would Vile be interested in this? My instincts tell me it might have something to do with that book about Marco Polo. Curious. This guy won't let us keep the page, but I'll make a note about it in my journal.
Well, I guess we should check your journal often. You said it will help us keep track of the big picture.
So, you read the page? Did you bring me the nutcracker?
Huh? What's this guy talking about?
Well, either he has some nuts to crack or he's looking for ballet music. Check out your database and see what you can find out about the Nutcracker. I'll make a note in the journal in my bag.
I'm back in the USSR, biggest country in the world.
Yeah, but they don't call it the USSR anymore. Now it's the Russian Federation. All right, let's keep our eyes open. Things may have changed. We need to make sure we've checked everywhere for clues to Carmen's trail.
Roger. Carmen Sandiego's at large. Maori wood carving missing. Initiating search procedure Alpha 4B, Moscow. Do you have a CD of Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker?
Da, yes. For you, my friend, 250 rubles. Practically a gift.
We'll take it.
I'm kind of psyched to visit Thailand again.
Think you'll try the curry this time?
Well, not that psyched. Whoa, I'm getting deja vu all over again.
You can say that again.
Whoa, I'm getting...
Never mind. Just be quiet and careful.
So, did you bring the nutcracker?
We brought the Nutcracker.
Good. Then you must want this.
Now, why would a vial agent need this? Pure silk. One of the things Thailand is famous for. And look at these unusual symbols. I wonder what they mean.
Looks like that vial agent took off. It's been kind of weird how we've been mistaken for vial agents ourselves.
No kidding. It makes me wonder. Could that be what Carmen wants? Is she leading us? Thailand has over 1,000.
Next step. Look around in New Zealand for a clue to solve.
You're keeping country stamps of where we visited in your journal, right? Now we'll get one for New Zealand. Did you know New Zealand's North Island has a volcanic plateau with active volcanoes? There's about 400 earthquakes a year there.
Yeah. Last time I went snowboarding on Mount Ruapehu, we were reading signs on the slopes. What to do if the volcano erupts. Talk about gnarly.
Agent Second Class Level 2 Shadow Hawkins reporting from New Zealand and... P.U. Smells like rotten eggs. That geyser emits some serious sulfur dioxide.
Gee, I thought you'd be used to strong smells. Didn't you grow up on a horse farm? Anyhow, New Zealand is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, so there's a lot of volcanic activity around here.
Well, this is also the land of the Maori, so we may find some clues here as to where Carmen Sandiego has smuggled that valuable Maori carving.
Look, the initial CS. Do you suppose CS stands for?
I don't know, but I'll bet the Watson analyzer could tell us. We should scan that pen. Stand back.
Look, there's a note inside, and the scanner says it's Carmen all right.
Enigma cipher, volcano country, and what is that weird symbol? Looks kind of like a wheel.
It does remind me of something. That sketch I made in my journal of the Marco Polo book we recovered. That wheel design was on the cover.
You keep wondering about that. What I'm wondering is whether Carmen Sandiego has left New Zealand yet. I keep thinking I see someone over there by the geysers.
I don't know. I don't see anyone. But sometimes I have that creepy feeling we're being watched.
What an awesome wood carving. I wonder who made it.
Probably the Maoris, the earliest inhabitants of New Zealand. Their carvings display one of 4 main styles of heads. You can tell one from the other by the shape around the eyes.
Did the chief mention which type of carving Carmen Sandiego stole?
I don't think she did. Chief?
Agents, the statue stolen by Carmen Sandiego is a karuru. Ruru means owl in the Maori language, and Karuru carvings have owl-like staring eyes.
That's something worth noting in my journal. You know, Chief, I just don't get it. Why that particular carving? There were all kinds of other valuable stuff in the museum that she didn't touch.
Jules, you know Carmen Sandiego as well as anyone. She's clever and unpredictable, and her motivations are not always what they appear to be. So be careful.
Sorry to interrupt the show. How are my two dear agents doing? Found out what a Karuru is yet? Not too perplexed, I hope. You'll learn, Agent Hawkins, that Julia can get quite frustrated at times, not to mention opinionated. Have fun working together. Oh, and look out for jaguars. Ciao.
She really seems to have it in for you, old Jules. And what did she mean about jaguars? There aren't any in New Zealand.
Not in the wild, no. She must mean some other country. We need to check everywhere for clues.
Fiordland National Park is incredible. It looks like Norway.
You better pack an umbrella, though. Mount Cook is the highest point in New Zealand at over 12,000 feet. The Maori name is Aoraki, which means cloud piercer.
And Sutherland Falls there is the 5th highest waterfall in the world, almost 2,000 feet tall.
The South Island of New Zealand has beautiful national parks and many other attractions. That's Wellington, the capital. We've got to get that carving back to the museum there. It evidently has a special significance to the Maori people, representing one of their ancestors. They would definitely appreciate us getting it back.
Well, speaking of steam, the chief's going to get pretty steamed herself if we don't figure out where Carmen Sandiego made off with that carving.
Well, I just keep thinking that there's a reason she's stealing these things that we haven't figured out yet. We need to check these signs carefully. Maybe we can find something here that will help us.
One of the words from the cipher in the car trunk. This sentence will help us figure out what it means. I'll put it in the digital clue storage device. How are we doing, Chief?
Good work, agents. You're making real progress in decoding the Enigma cipher. I'm certain it will lead you to the stolen Maori statue. The museum is very anxious for its return, and don't forget to check out Jules' journal so you can keep track of the big picture. Now get moving. You've got work to do. Chief out.
I've worked up an appetite. I vote we head to that resort over there for some famous New Zealand lamb.
Well, since New Zealand was the first country in the world to let women vote, I vote for a cup of tea and some toaroa soup. That's a green clam soup, in case you wondered. You'll love it. Trust me.
Wow, no snakes in New Zealand, huh? And check out those eggs. We're talking family-sized omelets here. This sentence has a word from the cipher in the car trunk in Russia. I'll keep it in my digital clue storage device.
Carmen had some degree or another in botany, the study of plants. She probably hung out around here a lot. Okay, Hawkins. We're headed to Mexico. Do we have time to eat some tortillas? Or does your database have something else in mind?
I'd actually rather explore an Aztec pyramid than eat. Mexico City is built on the site of the ancient Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. We're to head for a nearby village.
That missing wood carving has got to be very important to Carmen. But why?
Who knows? We'll keep looking. But my razor-sharp instincts tell me there's not much going on here right now. Eh, Jules?
Mid-afternoon? Siesta time in Mexico. Still, we may find something. Let's look around.
This sentence will help us figure out what the word means so we can solve the cipher in the car trunk. I'll keep it in my digital clue storage device. Whoa! For a second there, I thought that person up there with the red coat and dark hair was Carmen Sandiego herself.
The hat isn't a fedora.
Yeah, I realize that now. I'm starting to feel like a native here.
Great! Let's get to work.
Okay, we've got all the clues. If we figure out the meaning of the words in these sentences, we can bust their code wide open. And that won't please Ms. Carmen Sandiego one little bit.
That's it. That's the password. We're one step closer to getting that Maori wood carving back to the museum.
I'll jot the password down and keep it in my digital clue storage device. Carmen Sandiego is not going to get away this time. Not with me on her trail.
Not bad, rookie. But remember, this isn't like passing some test at the academy. This is for real. And getting Carmen is going to be a lot tougher than you think.
You're in luck, agents. The scarf may help you enter the pyramid in Mexico. Look at the symbols on the scarf. Similar.
So, can your tummy give the hot sauce another try?
No way! I can't believe I thought that stuff was ketchup. I guess it's pretty popular, though.
It's nice to be back in the States.
What are you talking about?
The United Mexican States. That's the official name for Mexico.
Very interesting. Now let's concentrate on tracking that slippery Carmen Sandiego. The Aztecs and the Mayans. Hey, Jules, did you know...
Wait, these symbols look familiar. Remember the scarf we got from the vial agent in time?
What's the password?
The password from the Enigma cipher. Mask.
All right! I knew it all along. There it is, the missing Maori mask.
So this is one of those Maori kururu carvings. What an incredible piece of work. Notice those two big owl-like eyes.
Yes, evidently they were used to decorate Maori meeting houses. Carmen Sandiego's stooping pretty low, stealing cultural artifacts.
Maybe. But could she be doing it for a completely different reason? You know, there is some good in Carmen. Hey, there's that same wheel-like design we found on the book.
Just a coincidence. Why don't you tell the chief that Hawkins and Argent have done it again?
Nice teamwork, agents. We'll make sure the carving gets returned to the museum in Wellington. Interesting theory on that symbol, Jules. I trust your judgment. Don't underestimate Carmen Sandiego, Hawkins. Always keep your eye on the big picture, especially since she's been at it again.
I knew it. I should have nabbed her in Moscow.
You may still get your chance. This time it's the Institute for Cultural Studies in Lima. She's made off with a rare bundle of Incan quipus. You know, the knotted strings they use to keep records.
That's all she took? Why is she just stealing these certain items?
Who knows? Well, Chief, we'll see you in Peru.